Oh, General. Do you have a moment? I could use your help with something.
Hey, need something?
What's your take on our companions?
Oh, so we're doing the gossip thing? Sure, why not? Who?
How do you feel about Wraith?
Good question. To be honest, there's something about him that, I don't know, makes me melancholic. He tries not to show it, but it's always there. It reminds me of Tahar a little, and that worries me. But if there's one thing I have no doubts about, it's his commitment to our mission. Either way, anyone else?
Rara?
Well, she's certainly a character, though she's a bit too idealistic for my liking.
Is that a bad thing?
Not inherently. But the stronger your ideals, the likelier you are to get disappointed. Let's just hope her rebellion works out as she hopes it will. Either way, anyone else?
What about Catras? You fought him in the Purity Wars, didn't you?
Catras. Yeah, we did. And I'm still not sure what to make of his supposed change of heart. Though that's probably just me being distrustful as usual. I have to hand it to him, though. He's funny. Plus, he's quite attractive. I understand why all the women fall for him.
So, you have a thing for old dark elves.
No. I guess I have a thing for good-looking leader types.
Well, I'm right here.
Well played. Either way, anyone else?
What's your opinion of Kaiawu?
Kaiawu? He reminds me of myself a little.
Why's that?
Well, he's clearly looking for his place in the world. I admire his strength, though. Defying his father, the chieftain of the tribe, and thus theoretically turning his back on his people. Takes guts to do that. Other than that, he's quite withdrawn and doesn't seem very interested in anything outside of his Jakku. Apart from you, that is.
From me?
Come on. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. You fascinate him. On a personal and, bodily level.
Well, he's a good man, but I'd rather, fascinate someone else.
Really? Describe that someone.
Witty, attractive, circle mage?
Iskrim?
Right.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. Either way, anyone else?
Would you like to spend some time together?
I'd love to. But I don't think now is the best time, do you? You've got a mission to prepare for. But hey, how's this? Once all this mess is taken care of, we make a run for it. Just a fortnight, then we'll come back.
Where to?
Into the blue, just the two of us. That is, if the world still exists by then.
We'll make sure of that. How do you feel about us?
What are you trying to say? Is something bothering you?
Well, I was just wondering if you still want to keep things open.
For now, yeah. And please, don't think this means something is wrong. It's just how I am. I need time to adjust.
Could you tell me more about the Circle?
Sure. Shoot.
Couldn't the Queen call the other Circle mages back to help with our mission?
She could, but I don't think that's wise.
Why not?
Because their missions are equally important. While our mission's purpose is to prevent catastrophe, theirs have to do with restoration. With, you know, making things better. Which is a welcome development, if you ask me. If the only thing the Crown does is prevent the world from falling apart rather than trying to cement its foundations, I doubt this era of peace will last.
Who are the other Circle mages? There are 7 of you, right?
Yeah. Undergast, Gore, Uram, Iana, Iskrim, and Rowan. And surprise, all of them are out doing fancy things while I'm condemned to confer with nobles all day long. Though, admittedly, that has changed a little since you came here.
Rowan. Should I know him?
I don't think so. Rowan was Isamo Tahar's right hand during the Mage Wars.
Wait, and he's a part of the Circle now. Isn't that a bit contradictory?
It is, but he switched sides after the war and helped us with our fight against the Purity. I still don't like him, though. He's vain and a bit too concerned with his own ambitions for my liking. To be honest, I'm glad he's not in the Keep right now.
Uram. Was that the demonologist? The ambassador told me about him.
I bet he did. Yeah, he's a demonologist.
Where is he?
In the Scorching Desert, helping the Iron Falcons improve the seal of the Fielddark Tomb. An endeavor long overdue, if you ask me.
Undergast. I think I've heard that name before. Wasn't he the head of the Creators Guild?
He still is. He's currently negotiating with the Everlight Mayor, Phelan Argyle. They still refuse to accept the Circle.
Iskrim. That's the Earthshaper, isn't it? I heard about him.
Earthshaper, archaeologist, shaper enthusiast? Yes. He's up in Wolfgar, digging up bones and dusting off trinkets.
Gore. He's the High Chieftain of the Great Tribe, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where is he now?
In Barga Gore, of course, leading the Great Khal.
Who's Iana?
Long story. Suffice it to say that she's a woman with extraordinary abilities. A Dreamweaver. She's currently overseeing the construction of the new Morhir city up north.
Any idea when they'll return?
Once their missions are completed, I guess. And that might be a while.
Was Tahar a Circle Mage too?
No. Tahar's responsibility was the Wolf Guard. But we worked closely together. Was. Still feels strange to say it.
How are the members of the Circle chosen? You had no ties to the Crown before, did you?
Ties to the Crown? On the contrary. We might as well have been the ensemble of a Chilean freak show. What we all have in common, though, is that we played a pivotal role in ending the Purity Wars. And that Tahar trusted us. Also, our different backgrounds made us ideal for the role. An elf from Finn and Mir, a fire wielder orc, a demonologist from Kalea. The list goes on. The Circle's responsibility is to give a face to magic. And if that face is a fat, perfumed bureaucrat, we'd be back with another mage-persecuting cult in no time. What the Queen wanted for the Circle was people from all walks of life with one thing in common. Magic.
Makes sense. What exactly is the Circle's purpose? To control the use of magic?
More than that. We're here to give mages across Viara a voice. See, one of the reasons why the Purity Wars happened was because mages just made for such damn good scapegoats. Deviant, potentially dangerous, sometimes ashamed of their nature. You get the idea, don't you?
I do. The ideal canvas for fearmongering.
Exactly. The Circle is here to prevent that from ever happening again. We represent mages' interests, and we're the ones who will stand up if yet another hate-monger tries to use us for his power games. But at the same time, we also ensure that mages themselves don't abuse their power, as Tahar's father did. Magic can be dangerous, and only a fool would deny that. There need to be laws, rules, and supervision. And that's what we provide.
Why was the circle formed?
What, they didn't tell you? My, you really have some catching up to do. Short answer? Because of the Mage Wars and the Purity. First, a mage abused his power in an attempt to overthrow the crown. Then a demagogue turned the table and orchestrated a genocide of everyone with enough magic to light a candle. After we defeated Lacane, it was clear that we could never ever let something like this happen again.
And so the Queen formed the circle.
Oh, not just the Queen. She and Tahar initiated it. But the idea is for every country on Io to legitimize it as an independent entity representing the face of magic. The Orcs have already recognized it, and so have the more here. And once Circle Mage Undergast is done convincing the Everlight Mayor, he'll move on to the Exalted Father, and later Kalaya and Zu. In the long run, we're also not going to stay here in Greykeep. Rowan suggested turning Mullendeer into the Circle's headquarters, but I'm not sure about that. I guess we'll see.
I'd like to know more about the Purity Wars. About your fight against Rondar Lacane.
To be honest, I'd rather not talk about it.
How come?
Because it brings up memories that I'd rather leave buried for now. You know, some of the things we saw in that journey, I don't think I'll ever forget them. The smelter, the massacres committed by the Bane. Let's change the subject, all right?
What are your thoughts on the mission?
Honest answer? I don't know. I really hope that ritual Wraith is planning works out. Otherwise, we're in for a lot of trouble.
You said you needed help with something.
Yes, I do. The vinculum we recovered in Calibrock. How much do you really know about it?
To be honest, not much. Why do you ask?
Well, you saw what it could do. Revealing other realities, bringing objects from one reality into another. But I think it can do more. Rather, I think I can focus its energy to be more specific in what it reveals. With your help, I'd like to test it out.
What do you mean by more specific? What are you hoping to see?
Well, if I'm to test this, I figure it's best to focus it on myself. Mostly I just want to see if it will work. But I will admit, I am curious. Don't you want to know what another you might be up to?
It would be interesting to see how things are different.
Exactly. For the first time, we might actually have the means to know.
Why do you need my help for this?
Because I don't know what will happen when we try to look at other realities. I figure it's better to be cautious, rather than try this on my own.
How do we test your theory?
Well, I've identified several places we might be able to activate the device. If it works, we should be able to see something.
Okay, we'll check it out the next time we're out there.
Thanks, General.
I'll see you around, and stay safe.
You too. This is one of the spots I marked to test my theory. We should be able to use the vinculum.
Abomination.
Look out!
What is that thing?
Kill it! Just what I needed.
Kana, Chedrick, come inside and wash up for supper.
But, Mama, we're collecting mushrooms.
Ask your father to show you which ones to collect when he returns.
Ah,
He'll be back any moment. Come on, inside.
That was unexpected.
I'll say. Seems like you've settled down.
You looked content.
I looked tired.
Come on, let's find another spot to test the device. This is one of the spots I marked to test my theory. We should be able to use the vinculum here.
What's this?
Look out!
What is that thing?
Kill it!
Gather the other novitiates. I want them to bear witness.
Priestess Elasiel, please reconsider. She's young, but from a good family.
And she was foolish. She proved herself unworthy of priesthood. Now get the others.
As you say.
Ellens Rains. I never left Finn and Mir.
That was pretty cold.
So I'm guessing you became a priestess.
Looked like it. It didn't even seem like me.
Well, if you never left Finn and Mir, you would be a totally different person.
I guess you're right. Come on, let's find another spot to test the device.
All right, I'm going.
This is one of the spots I marked to test my theory. We should be able to use the vinculum here.
Kill the factory!
Look out!
What is that thing?
Kill it!
No, please. You don't understand. I was part of the Circle.
Yeah, right. And I'm the Emperor's secret lover. Now get out of here.
Please. Can't you spare something? Anything?
I said get lost.
Whoa. The other me was having a rough time.
That's putting it mildly. Looks like you left the Circle.
I recognize those streets. It was in the marketplace in Imperia. But why did you leave?
I have no idea. Guess it didn't turn out well, though. Come on, let's find another spot to test the device.
Yes, come closer. I'm sure I have just what you need.
Huh. Interesting.
What do we have here?
This better be good.
Let me see.
Well then, let me take a second.
This is one of the spots I marked to test my theory. We should be able to use the vinculum here.
What is that thing?
Kill it!
Do it already.
Iria Alathiel. You were found guilty of the crimes of magic and are sentenced to death by the pike. Do you have any final words?
Choke on your laws.
May the light have mercy on your soul.
Ouch.
That didn't end so well.
I guess not all other realities are good ones.
Yeah. I must not have been let out of prison with Tahar.
Or maybe Tahar didn't even exist in that reality.
Who knows? Either way, dead end's there. Okay, maybe if we look around more.
Iria, come on. What is this really about?
What do you mean? It's like I said before, for magical research.
We both know that's not the whole truth.
This is an area of magic hardly ever explored. I'm only trying to...
Iria.
Fine. Yes. I was trying to see what my life was like in another reality.
Why? What were you hoping to find?
I don't know. Answers, I guess. A clear path. Don't you ever think about how your choices define your life? Maybe that's all life really is. Choices and consequences, one after another. Till it's all over.
I think about that all the time. Some doors open, others close. Sometimes you make mistakes that you wish you could undo.
Exactly. I guess I was hoping that one of these realities was the best. maybe I could find the right path.
And? Now that you've seen a few versions, what do you think?
They were all the same at their core. I saw the same thing. Regrets, longing for whatever comes next. None of it was better. It was just different.
What would you do if you had found the right path?
I don't really know. I guess try to emulate it?
You would really change your life over a vision? What if it was completely different from who you are now?
But if it truly was right, then how could I not change myself? Anyway, this is an academic question.
You define your own path. Right, wrong. It's the choices we make and how we deal with whatever comes our way that matters.
Maybe you're right. It's not comforting. But I guess it's good to know that there isn't just one right way to live your life. And, General, I want you to know. If these visions have taught me one thing, it's that I'm lucky to be where I am. If I hadn't left Finn and Mir, or met Tahar, or even you, that person wouldn't be me.
You are who you are.
I guess so. Thanks for this. Let's go.
Over here.
So this man hired an army of mercenaries and sailed all the way over from Imperia just to take his revenge on you. That is absurd.
He lost someone and wanted what he thought was justice. Never underestimate the power of grief, Ambassador.
What matters more is that he did not seem to be aware of the influence he was under. Are you sure he was the soul you saw in the tapestry? He was one of the corrupted?
100%.
Well, I suppose we simply have to take your word for it, Skadar. The Empyrean man has been neutralized, and hence one more corrupted has been taken out of the equation. You did good work, General. Unfortunately, we still do not know the whereabouts of this Temple of Light. So you will have to deal with Arrakis first. Hailstone, brief the General on the mission as soon as possible. This conclave is concluded. Good luck, General.
Finally, some action.
All right, here goes nothing.
Consider it done.
Windholm has changed. The roads, once bustling with travelers and traders from all nations, are empty. The trading posts, deserted. 10 miles from Windwall, you pass a gallows where a dwarven woman and an elven man have been strung up, their mouths stuffed with pebbles. Gravel eaters. While the Blackstone rebels meet the sight with roars, Rera rides in silence. Hours later, you reach Windholm Mountain, towering into a crystal-clear blue sky. Strangely enough, no guards have stopped your army's approach. They are preparing.
Just like we thought. They're expecting us. I hope you're ready for a bloody battle, General, because that's what we're getting. Ultimately, it's simple. We need to crush through their defense. However, since it's the dwarven army we're up against, it'll be one hell of a defense. That the only way into the city, and thus their base, is a single, comparably narrow bridge won't make it any easier. The only real piece of advice I can offer is to use our flying units. They aren't limited by the passages and chasms. And the tunnels, of course. The Bastion has a couple of them all over the cave. If we claim a sector and don't destroy the tunnel, the Windholmers will use it to send troops through and take it back. And that's it. I wish I could be of more help, but I guess there's nothing I can... except that we're in for a rough fight.
Well then, keep in mind that this isn't just about Windholm. Arrakis is more than just a hate-monger. He's one of the corrupted. In other words, if we lose, Sheoktep wins.
Strategic. I like it.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Interesting.
Our provisions are running low. We need more food.
I'll take a look.
So much to do, so little time.
State your need.
You were saying?
Yes.
All right then, let's get to it.
Make it
Move.
good.
Building completed.
Well then.
Try to keep up.
That's a big one.
Building completed. Commander, we've finished researching a new technology. Commander, we've finished researching a new technology. Our smiths need more iron. Our provisions are running low. We need more food. Building completed.
All right, well, let's get to it. This will be a masterpiece.
We need to gather more wood, Commander.
This will be a
Where do you need me?
Commander, we've finished researching the new technology. Building completed.
Masterpiece. Well then. So much to do, so little time.
Commander, we've finished researching the new technology.
That should work. It'll only take a second. All right. Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. Will be a masterpiece.
Building completed.
Well then.
Building completed. Our provisions are running low. We need more food.
That should work. All right then, let's get to it.
Commander, we've finished researching the new technology.
So much to do, so little time.
Building completed.
Masterpiece. It'll only take a second. Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. Well then.
Commander, we've finished researching the new technology. We need to gather more wood, Commander.
Let's get to work. So much to do, so little time. That should work. Only take a second. So much to do, chop, man. Let's get to work. Well then. This will be a masterpiece. That should be...
Building completed.
Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. All right, then. Let's get to it. So little time. Only take a second. Well then. This will be a masterpiece.
Building completed.
Well then. It'll only take a second. Chop, chop, so much to do. So little time. All right, then, let's get to it.
Commander, we've finished researching a new technology. We need to gather more wood, Commander.
So much to do, so little time.
Building completed. Building completed.
Well then. This will be a masterpiece. Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. Only take a second.
We need to gather more wood, Commander.
So much to do, so little time. Well then. Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. A masterpiece.